right back.
Oh, will you? Well, we're actually recording now.
Oh, great.
Nice.
I mean, we could still intro and then cut the beginning out.
Nope, we're keeping it. It's funny. We're old and disgusting. Hello. Welcome back to the Shmegmanomicon. Once again, here with Shouldy.
Hey!
Jayesone is joining us.
What up?
Jayesone, not Jay Swan.
Yeah, we cleared that up in the last one. And I am Gigglefist. And yeah. So, you, Jay, you were talking about your dad's booze stash, right?
Oh, yeah.
The stash.
Like, what did you, what else did you steal from your dad? You had the moonshine, that was gross. Did you drink the moonshine?
No. I was about 10 years old. I thought it was water.
The fumes was enough.
The fumes, like, literally sucked the oxygen from my lungs. And I closed it in about 2.5 seconds and put it back. Never touched it again.
Not fast enough, huh?
Did you think it was like the poltergeist or something? You thought it was possessed?
I didn't know what to expect from that. I just never knew water smelled that bad.
It's not water.
It's not water.
It's not water.
You know what's the worst is when you're like really thirsty and maybe you're at a party and you think it's water, but you pick up some vodka or something like that.
Oh my
It's
God.
the worst.
No, here's the worst.
I have another dad story in the summertime.
Hold on, I just want to do this one. Here's the being at a party, picking up something you're not supposed to. When I was about 11, my sister had her birthday party. She had a sweet 16. I don't know if my mom wasn't home or she was kind of just letting this slide, but Zima was out, so everyone's like drinking these fucking Zimas. And as a little kid, I was like, oh man, these actually taste kind of good. So I was just picking up people's Zimas when they put them down. But I picked up one that had about 6 or 7 cigarette butts in it.
Oh no!
And that was absolutely wretched.
Oh, that sucks.
Same situation about like with mine. It was a hot summer day. Ran upstairs. My father had a 2-liter Coke by his bed, in the AC, and opened it up, and it was like 50-50 rum. Coke. I was out. I was out for the rest of the day. I was down for the count.
Wait, how old are you?
Probably like 9.
9?
Yeah.
How much of it did you drink?
About 3 good gulps. I was very thirsty.
Alright, so I have one. It is not alcohol. This is kind of an army story, right? So I was in basic training, and it didn't actually happen to me. I just witnessed this happen, and it was just super funny. I don't know if you guys will think it's as funny as I did, but we'll see. So it's hot as fuck, right? We're doing exercise, like, everyone's getting smoked, they're running around, and this guy, I even forget his name, but the drill sergeant told him to go get the drill sergeant's canteen. So he ran over, grabbed the canteen, it was full. This kid was super thirsty, so he opens it up and takes a hot swig, right? The thing is, this canteen did not contain water. You want to guess what it contained?
Straight up whiskey?
There was no
Gasoline.
whiskey. There was no gasoline. What was in this thing was
His piss?
no, it was spit. It was
What?
spit joke.
Why? Why? Weren't you guys outside? Why would you need that?
My man was spitting tobacco inside of his canteen.
No, that's so wrong.
This kid swallowed
Oh my
a
God.
whole mouthful of old, chewed up tobacco spit.
Oh, it's gonna be like all mixed loads too. There's gotta be like different densities.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh no! Like if he ate something
spices.
different that morning after he like dipped.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta be like eating alien eggs. It's just,
Oh,
that's
viscous
gross.
and sour.
Oh my God, that's horrible. But
And
why?
chunky.
Why? Did anyone ask him like, what the fuck, man?
Yes.
Why would
He
you?
thought it was what he was like. I was thirsty.
Not that. I'm talking about the drill sergeant. Like,
Oh,
why
yeah.
the fuck is he spitting in a canteen?
He probably had a spare canteen just for such an occasion.
That's gross. Well, was this when you were in Afghanistan?
No. This was actually in Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Okay, all right. So it's on the States. All right, whatever. That's gross. I guess he didn't want to be seen spit and chaw around?
I guess that's it, because you're not really supposed to spit around when you're,
in uniform and shit. So he would just carry around this canteen, act like he's drinking from it, and he's actually ejecting.
But why was it so full? Like, why do you have
How heavy was it? Like, how full was it?
Like full.
Oh my god.
Oh man, yeah. So that was terrible for that kid.
That's like a good week's worth of
yeah.
spit.
Yeah, depending on how much you chew. Jeez.
Yeah, I actually, if you chew, you do develop a lot of spit. I'd say like a day and change. Maybe. Especially how much, it depends on how much, yeah. But.
Imagine, and there's probably 50-50 Mountain Dew in there as well. Mountain Dew, nachos, and fucking...
Other gross stories. Alright, so baby bro back here. I don't know what the fuck, man. I think me and my cousin, we had gotten a little high, and
a little.
Yeah.
Who gets a little?
There's no such thing for me.
Yeah, I was. Well, you're like immune to freaking edibles. Apparently.
No, I get 2 edibles. Yeah, kind of. But like when I smoke 1 puff, I'm super duper high. Like that's all it takes.
Oh, we need to get that done. I don't remember the last time I've seen you high. But what do you call it? So anyway, we were high. Baby bro is back there in his bed, and me and my cousin Jim decided we had like this thing that we were like ashing into. It was like a soda.
Okay.
And he's like, I bet you we can get him to drink it.
No.
I mean, I was 18 at the time. He's my little brother.
You guys coerced it.
Yeah. So we like, hey, just drink this. He was like,
that's not suspicious.
What the hell is that? So yeah, it was like soda. I think like there was some fucking orange juice. There was cake in it. There was like a piece of birthday cake like that someone's left over, just like threw it in there because they're gonna take it downstairs.
Ew.
In one hall. Yeah, it was
a whole breath mint.
No, in one hall. Like so like I guess we had like a paper plate and we just like scraped excess cake into this big. It was like a Burger King cup or something,
Yeah.
Like Burger King cup.
So it had cake, weed ashes or cigarette ashes.
Blunt guts. It had
blunt guts. Oh my god.
Weed ashes and cigarette ashes. And he got just like a little bit. He spit it out. He's like, "What was that?" And we're like, "You don't want to know." And he basically went right back to sleep. Like, no, he went downstairs, he brushed his teeth, and he went right back to sleep. That man could sleep.
What else can you do, right? It's like, they got me, I guess.
So I was like 18. I guess he was like, that would have made him like 13. But yeah, I don't know why he trusted us.
Did I?
There's no way we could have good intentions.
Did I tell you guys about the pretzel incident?
What's the pretzel incident? If it's as bad as the freaking the canteen, I'm not sure if we want to know.
It's similar.
The Shaw canteen. All right, go ahead.
So there was one day I was chilling at Phil's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, should I say Phil's name?
Yeah, Phil is Phil, I guess.
All right, yeah, Phil's kind of a generic name. I don't know. And our friend with a similar name to yours.
Yeah.
So we were there chilling, playing. What was it? What's that game where you got all like the Asian warriors fighting?
Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors. We were playing that. We rented it from a Blockbuster, I believe. And so I've got me and Phil. We're eating these pretzels, but we're just kind of like sucking the salt off of them and putting them in a plate. I don't know why we're doing that, but we got this stack of like pre-sucked pretzels. And they're like neatly stacked for some reason.
I think you just were trying to piss off whoever's parents' house you were at. If someone came in and said, "You guys just been sucking on these pretzels? You're wasting money."
So fucking. Well, we were also kind of high, I think. But I don't know what that has to do with anything. But our friend with your name comes in, sits down, and just grabs a handful of these soggy ass pretzels, and before he realizes that they're wet, like shoves them in his mouth. He's chewing, and he's like, "Oh no!"
That's horrible.
It's like, why would you do that? And we didn't have a good answer. Still don't.
There is no good answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't even make one up.
No, we were just sucking on these pretzels, bro. I don't know.
These pretzels are salty.
Why wouldn't you ask before you grabbed them?
Because it's a group experience that's happening. All right. It's obvious that the two of you guys are having pretzels. He's an equal friend. Obviously, he's just gonna come in and is like, these motherfuckers hogging up all the pretzels. Yoink. And I guess that's what he gets.
That's what you get for yoinking.
He just comes in and just snatches pretzels. Should have asked first, I guess.
Is anybody eating these?
Yo, can I have
We
some?
already did.
We would have been like, nah, don't touch those. Give the ones in the bag. So yeah, I will always ask before I touch. I'll be like, hey, you guys fuck these things up? Okay, cool.
I don't have a... well, no, I do have probably a bunch of gross ones. But another thing that I could think of, like, don't freaking touch was my mom, right? She was a caffeine junkie, and I guess I got that from her, but she, like, loved Pepsi, right? Okay. Like, my mom was, like, superhuman with it, right? So she'd be sleeping or something.
Double fisting 2 liters?
No. She'd be like sleeping, and you know it's like early in the morning. And you sneak downstairs before she like woke up on a weekend or whatever, and you're just trying to like crack the soda, and that would wake her up. She'd be like, "Hey!" From like a dead fucking sleep, she could hear that soda from all the way across the house. Just she knows what the fuck it is. Like her subconscious wants Pepsi. So yeah, and I just remember that was like I had to like and this is where it gets a little bit gross. So I perfected this way of opening the Pepsi with like a silencer.
A silencer? What did you use as a silencer?
My mouth. Like I would put the whole cap in my mouth and close my lips around it and open it and be like, you know, my
You absorb all of that with your body.
Yeah, and then I put it right the fuck back in the fridge. Because it's worse than even like, you know, if you're drinking like out of someone's thing.
Yeah.
Like the whole cap was in my fucking mouth. Your hand is gonna touch it. That was pretty gross.
Damn. Could have used like a towel.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Listen, I didn't think that would work. I needed like absolute airtight seal. So I didn't get my ass whooped.
Oh, that's great.
You must have been on some real stealth shit. Like, you was there at the moment, like, dun. Damn, if I make a step, it's gonna creak.
You wore your quietest socks that day.
No,
like,
seriously.
Your thickest socks.
No, seriously. She was always on the lookout for shit like that. I remember, like, if she had just mopped, like, you know, you come in the kitchen, because, like, I think when we lived in New Jersey, the rest of the house had carpet in it. So, but the kitchen was tile. So, if she just mopped and you made the mistake, like you just weren't paying attention, you just walked in there with your nasty freaking feet, she could tell which one of us went in the freaking by the footprint.
By the size of the footprint.
And the shape, well, Dave and Joe, they were about the
She'd be like, Joe always got dirty feet. That's his.
But I had the flat feet, so the flatter feet, so like I was a dead giveaway. Get the fuck down here!
Wow.
Which one of you motherfuckers was on my floor, huh? And she knew who it was.
There was one time when I was like really young, like I don't know, like 8 or something like that. And it's the one time I remember where like, so I really wanted some chocolate, right? We had chocolate syrup. I went into the kitchen and I was just sucking it right out of the fucking, right out of the jar, not the jar, the squeeze bottle, or whatever. And like, I drank like half the damn thing. And no one was home. My mom comes home and she looks at me, she's like, Steven, did you drink the chocolate? I'm like, no. She's like, Steven, tell me the truth. Did you drink the chocolate? And in my head, I'm like, how the fuck does she know? I mean,
she
obviously,
measures the chocolate.
No, I was there by myself. That's how she knows. But The thing is, I go to the bathroom, I got mad chocolate
In your face.
She just saw, like, she didn't have to look. It was just there. And I'm like, denying, like, nah. I hate chocolate.
Well, here's the thing is, it's the best case scenario that's chocolate. Depending on how young you were, man. I've heard some horror stories of my oldest brother. Like, my dad said one day he just came in there and, you know, my big brother, I guess, was maybe 1 going on 2. And he was sitting there in the crib, and there was just shit everywhere.
No.
And he had it was, some of it was in his mouth. It was just like he ate it. It was horrible. We were panicking because, you know, that was my oldest brother. My dad would have been, that's his first kid. So
yeah.
That's their first kid. So oh man, he was like, oh, I think he's gonna die.
How do we go from drinking alcohol in the wrong cup to eating shit again? Today is shit themed. We started with shit. We'll end with shit.
Maybe.
Right, damn it.
Well, I think
mushroom pizza.
And mushroom pizza, which was delicious, by the way.
Mushroom pizza does not make me shit. I mean, it probably eventually will.
But yeah.
Good 20 years from now.
Yeah.
When my asshole's getting ready to fall out, that's when mushroom pizza's gonna take its toll.
And that's when the mushrooms have grown into full-grown mushrooms. And they
I was about to say, well, they're gonna just start growing on your ass.
Yeah, right? Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, I guess, no, this could be just fucking stupid childhood stories, man. Like,
Damn, stupid childhood stories. I was 2 years old, trying to break dance. I broke my arm.
Wait, what? You broke your arm when you were 2?
Yeah, I had been like 2
well, that's the best
3.
time to break it.
I guess.
On the cardboard.
Heal right back up.
You were
Because everybody was, you know, the hand spin.
Yeah.
You put your elbow like in the middle of your body. Yeah, you spin around like
and
that.
And you didn't actually have an arm bone, so that
I went to spin, but I forgot you had to move your hand too, I guess.
Oh, you twisted it?
Just crack.
Yeah, that's like celery, like.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh. I don't remember which hand it was.
How bad was it though? Was it like a multiple fractures? Was it a clean break? It doesn't sound like it'll be a clean break.
I don't know.
Spiral flat fracture.
Yeah.
I really don't remember. Then there was another time that we were. I don't know if you guys ever did this, but like on my block, it was like a little hill. I used to live in Hunts Point, and we would run down the block, and you're the man if you were able to jump one of those sidewalk squares.
Yeah.
All right, so you jump the sidewalk square, then you got to try to jump 2 sidewalk squares.
Definitely.
So, you know, and I was the young runt, you know, the runt of the litter out of everybody.
Keeping up with the big guy.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it too. And I remember I did it. I jumped. I hit the 2 squares, but then I landed like on my knees, skidding like if I was running the first base.
Right on the concrete.
Right on the concrete, and I think there was like maybe a piece of glass or something sticking out because I had a gash going from. I mean, it's small now; you can't really see it, but I had a gash going from like the top of my knee. Back then, it was like that big.
Oh, this is it.
Now it's this. Yeah.
All right. Usually it stretches. That looks much smaller.
This?
Well, your leg is half the size as well.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Like that.
We don't know science. Shmegmanomicon is not about science. It's about magic and disgusting shit.
Yes. Well, give me all that disgusting stuff.
Injuries. All right, so I got a 2-parter. Right, so when I was a kid, we did way worse shit than trying to jump those sidewalk squares. We used to like jump from roof to roof. When I was living in Jersey, there were these 3 roofs that were relatively close together. And when my cousins who lived in New York came, like, oh man, let's go garage roof hopping, because they had all these roofs that were kind of like near each other.
1-story garage, little I've seen those.
But one of them wasn't a 1-story. It was a 1-story, but the roof had like that peak. Right, so we'd each take turns, and there was this other one that was in a parking lot, and then there was a shed that was in my friend's yard. So we get on the shed, we climb on these people's garage roof that was caving in on itself, and then we jump over into the parking lot. And I don't know how we didn't kill ourselves. Anyway, when I was older, I got into a fight with my mom, and I like tore my room apart. I was like maybe 14 years old, and I decided I was gonna run away from home, right? So I tried to sneak out of the house, and this is the one that you went to for like Thanksgiving, you know, and all that, right? Right around the house, the block from my twinsies' freaking house.
Oh yeah.
So you know, and my room was in the attic, right? But there was like, it was a 2-story house because it had the attic, but you know, it would get steeper even in the back. Like everything went sloping downhill. So by the time you got to the back of the house, it was maybe at least another 7 or 8 feet higher. Damn. Right? So I tried to sneak out of the house by like ninja jumping off the roof, right? And I didn't know anything about just hit the ground and roll. I tried to go at like the lowest part and just inch my way off, right? But then there was this family that lived behind us. They came down outside, and the light, you know, one of those motion sensor lights came on, and they see me back there. I'm like, oh, gotta go now. So I just kind of panicked, and I just landed, like I basically did like an elbow drop and just landed on my freaking ribs, like 27 feet, almost 3 stories high. Yeah. And I was like, ooh! And I got up, and stupidly, this is like right by my mom's window, so she heard me and she came outside. Right? Yeah. So I just start trying to book it down the street, but I'm like seriously like aired the fuck out. And I'm like trying to go. She's like, "Oh, Matthew, what are you trying to do to yourself?" I'm like, "I was just trying to leave."
And she's like, "Why did you just walk out the door?"
No, because the thing was, I wanted to, you know, I was an emotional little shit, so I wanted to see how long it was before anyone even noticed I was gone. That was my mentality.
Gotcha.
I was like, I bet they won't even notice for days.
For days.
And it was not even a second. They noticed as soon as I hit the fucking ground.
Yeah, everybody jumped.
Yeah.
The ground was like.
I'm a big guy, and I was still like pretty. I was about this size back then. When I was 14, I was pretty freaking huge. But yeah, it was a stupid move.
Well, at least you didn't break any ribs. That's good, right?
Yeah. What are your childhood injuries, Shouldy?
It's not really like an injury, but I was with your twin, right? And we were at that overpass by Pelham Bay Park.
Yeah.
And that thing's like at the height, right? It's around like 20 feet, maybe a little bit more.
Easily, yeah.
And this kid's over here like jumping off of it and like doing like parachute bailouts on top of it. And I'm like, he's trying to convince me to do it. And I look down, and I'm about to, but then like I get the better judgment. Wait, and I'm like, you know what?
Hold on, what's a parachute bailout?
It's like when you go like when we parachute or whatever. Well, I wasn't airborne, but I was a part of an airborne unit. When you fall out jump out the airplane, you're supposed to land a specific way, like knees together, and then once your feet touch the floor, you just kind of like drop like a dead doll.
Oh, like you roll, kind of.
You don't really roll. You just kind of like collapse. Like you're not supposed to like add any force. You're not trying to like stand up as you fall. You just like hit, and then it's a 2-part fall.
Yeah. It's like you hit and you got to push off with your feet.
I still consider that a roll. You're just not trying to like, you know, do anything fancy. You're just trying to
redistribute
keep,
the weight.
Yeah, keep the
it doesn't really look like
impact.
A roll though. Like when you fall, you like land, then boom, boom.
Yeah. Well, it's different than what I did, which is what I did the roll first. What you're saying is I went horizontal, and that's how I landed. But all right, so continue your story now that we know what a parachute roll is.
No, yeah. So he's doing it, and then I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. He's like, you pussy or whatever. Then the last time he does it, he fucking hurts himself. He's like, all right, no. I'm done. All right, you were right. We shouldn't be doing this.
Oh,
had to like support him on the way back home or whatever.
Wow.
Nice. Oh man.
So I didn't actually get hurt, but someone did.
I fell down those 3 huge flights of stairs in Hunts Point.
Okay.
Train station.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you're talking about the
Yeah.
Joker stuff?
No,
not the Joker steps.
The train station.
Just
Okay.
the scary, yeah.
The subway.
Just like that.
All right.
Those kind of steps, yeah. Those are pretty bad. Broke my leg.
Jeez. Oh, wow. 2 broken bones. You know,
Well, actually, it was my mom that broke my leg because she fell on top of me. So the whole way we were going down those flight of steps, she was on top of me the whole time.
Well, what the hell? Hold on a second. All right. So did you fall first, and she kind of tried to
No,
grab
she
you?
fell first and took me with her.
Oh,
she didn't let go
jeez.
of me. And
She was like, if I'm going down, I'm not going down alone.
All right.
I broken leg.
I saw, like, recently, like, last month or whatever, someone fall down the, you know, on the 7 train, last stop on 34th Street.
No.
There's, like, there's, like, this really, really long set of escalators.
Mm-hmm.
It's so, like, long that it's really steep, and it makes you kind of woozy looking at it because it's so steep. It's like an optical illusion. And I saw this guy, we're at the top, and he's walking down this escalator. I'm just standing there, and I notice he's walking real weird. Like, one foot's going all the way to one end of the escalator, then the other foot's going to the next step, but all the way on the other side of the escalator. So he's taking these really weird, long, wobbly kind of steps. And then I look up for a second, look back down. This guy is falling down the entire steps. Like, I see him hit his head. He's, like, sliding down.
And he's going the wrong way.
And no. He's not going the wrong way. He's going the right way. But, like, he's literally going from his feet to his head, back to his feet, trying to catch his balance, sliding back on his head. And then when he gets all the way to the bottom, barely dodges this lady, he just pops up like nothing happened and started walking to his train.
Nice.
Wow.
That was by design, man. That guy, he was falling with style.
He definitely, like, I've never seen that before. Like, there was a point where he was on his head, like, his legs were in the air, and he's staring at me like, Jesus Christ.
That was like my little nephew, right? So his parents, we were all, I was living in Virginia at the time. I'm an adult at this point, right? So his parents were cleaning the house, we're doing vacuuming. They just picked up their bed, they put it up against the wall, right? And they were vacuuming. They put like down carpet fresh, and he wasn't even supposed to be in that room. But he's like about 3. He climbs up all the way up on top of the box spring and the mattress, which are, you know, by each other, and it's not stable. They're leaning against the wall. So I see him there. I'm like, get down from there. You're gonna get hurt. He's like, Theo, I do this all the time.
That's the answer, right?
Because I'm 3. You know, I've been everywhere and done everything. So I pretend to walk away, and I just wait there, and it doesn't take more than like maybe 10 seconds before I hear boom, and I come around, and he's sitting there on the ground, and he's like, that didn't hurt.
I didn't ask.
That didn't hurt. That was another funny story while I was living down there with them. I was on the phone, I think, with someone, my dad maybe, and you know, since I was outside, his parents were like, oh, he's like, I want to go outside with Theo. He's like, they're like, fine, so go outside. I'm just on the front steps, and that's, you know, where he's around. But he always had like this thing, right? So while when you're with a little kid, they have to pee a lot.
Oh yeah.
So he was always doing these things like, you know, they told him, oh, go ahead, pee on this. You're a fireman. You got to put out the fire. So he'll pee on a tree or something because he didn't want to pee outside at first. But then he started doing it all the time. All right. So he starts like peeing off of balconies.
They
like
created a monster.
He was in someone else's house. I forget who it was. We're there, and he just goes outside. He just starts peeing off the balcony. And they're like, what the heck? They're like, whatever. You know, it was into a backyard. There was no one there. It's fine. But while I'm sitting there and I'm on the phone, I just feel this wetness on my back.
No.
All right, he wasn't peeing directly on my back. He's peeing against the wall, but it's like inches from my back. He like found the corner between the wall and me, and that's the corner he's pissing in.
That was the safe spot.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, I don't remember. I kind of remember maybe one time me doing this, but I heard I was pretty bad as a kid. Like if I was getting my diaper changed, this was at the point where I was already walking and running or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like if somebody was changing my diaper, I would get up and run.
Just messing with everybody, huh?
I don't know. I figured maybe it was fun for me, and then I would go and pick a random corner and take a shit in the corner.
That's got to be like a thing.
Is that a thing?
Because I did that, but I didn't shit in the corner. What I used to do was, I would be like, because they were potty training me, so I'd be like, I want underwear, because like when you can talk, I probably realized that underwear are more comfortable than a diaper, right?
Yeah.
It's the closest thing to being naked, and when you're a little kid, you kind of want to be naked all the time, I think, right? But I would be like, I want underwear, and I either go and I'd just take a shit in them, because it was preferable to shit in a diaper. And one time, I think I shit in the cat box.
Wow.
Because there was shit in there.
You're like, I guess that's a good place to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I literally do remember, like, I forgot whose house I was in, but I remember the floors were black, like those, like, very similar to like the train tiles, you know, like those.
You're like, the floor already looks like shit, so let me just add to it.
And I remember running behind the sofa and just like popping a squat, like just
wow,
beep, 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 and then just off running again, butt naked. Like, what was that dude from Family Guy, the greasy dude?
Great up deaf guy, see you next year.
Yeah. Can't catch me.
Can't catch me.
So I actually have a similar story. Again, it's not me, but I was babysitting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. I was babysitting these kids, right? They're related to me. Their parents were there, and they're running around in circles. One of the kids is butt ass naked. We're trying to catch him, like, yo, put some. It was actually a girl. Put your pants on or whatever. Like, no, ha! And like mid run, just drops a biscuit.
Oh.
Wow.
Like in motion. But
Maybe it was a defense mechanism,
Death
like a squid. It was a squid, like she's trying to, like, I'm gonna oil slick you.
No, I don't think it was intentional. It's really funny because it was like devastating to her. She looked at it and just started crying.
And to this day, she can't look at her own shit.
So we had to, someone grabbed a paper plate, cut it in half, and we like scooped it up and tossed it in the garbage.
Why didn't you flush it? Why would you put it in the garbage?
Well, there was a dog too, so we had like a place where the dog shit goes.
Listen,
I remember this was me being the runt of the litter again. Back in the days, there was a lot of junkyards in the area. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of junkyards. So me and my cousins, we built our own fort in one of the junkyards. Like, we took like plywood, car doors, all that shit.
Damn, that's like elaborate. My fucking forts were made out of chairs and pillows and blankets.
Well,
those aren't the good forts.
No.
They don't. It's like in your house. It's a temporary one. Your mom is gonna dismantle that fort.
Yeah, pretty much. This was outside. So,
yeah.
But the bad part is like what was that movie where they played baseball?
The Sandlot.
It was like the Sandlot.
Fantastic
kind of
movie.
Okay,
Love
so
it.
there was a lady that was probably in charge of that place, and she had 2 dogs. And she warned my older cousins, but I wasn't there because I was a shook little kid. So if I heard her say, "Don't come in here," I would have been like, "Oh, fuck that. I'm not going. She looks like she could kill somebody," type of thing. So I wasn't there for that one. So we went. I was with them. She opens up the door, no warning, and all of a sudden, 2 dogs just start running towards us. And it's me and all my cousins, and they all like chew, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh shit! And I say, "Hoo, hoo." I'm fucking running. Right? I'm the last one. The dog's caught up. That dog was so close to me that every time I kicked my heel up to run, I was hitting the bottom of his mouth.
Oh, shit.
So I'm running, and I'm just like kicking him in the back of the mouth, like, It was crazy, yo.
So no one thought to run into the fort?
No, we were running out of the.
It's not a good enough fort. It's not like they built it for defense. They built it to have like an enclosure to I don't know, do fucking do Mad Libs.
It's just the fort, man.
That's great.
All right. So I got a couple of stories, right? When we first moved to Jersey, because we're coming from the Bronx. Right, we're always looking for like the forest, the woods, right? because we saw it in movies.
Yeah.
So we wanted to build like a treehouse somewhere, and there was never this is right over the bridge, right in Jersey. So there was never like a big forest that we found. It was just like a wooded lot between behind a school or something. This one was behind a school that none of us went to, and we went back there and we built we started building a clubhouse, and then some teenagers wrecked it, or a bum or somebody wrecked it.
Same thing happened with our clubhouse. The older kids came and fucking.
There was just the empty broken glass in there. There's empty bottles. I'm like, crap. Right, so anyway, but we found like sort of a brook, and it was a brook where part of it was deep enough that you could actually swim in it. So we're like, all right, we've seen this in the movies too. So we go back there and we have a few friends, and we get in this water, and it is definitely not clean. It looks clear though, right? We're in there. Like, I remember we were stepping on something, and it was like, is that a fish? Right, we're poking it because we're wearing our sneakers in the water, like jack-offs, right? And it was like, it had like these bubbles, and it was just like a slit. And it kind of looked like a fish mouth, but it was like a freaking a floor mat from a car. Right? So that's how clean this water was. That buried underneath the silt of this little brook. Anyway, we all get in there. We all get wet. Right? I got my one buddy, his parents were really strict. Right? And he knew he was from somewhere in Europe where, they like beating your kids is like a sport or something.
Oh,
right?
no,
Is he Albanian?
I don't want to say. If he hears this, I don't want to blow him up. He might not give a shit, but I don't want to blow him up. But he knew that he was gonna get his ass beat if he didn't get home before his dad. Right? So we realized what time it was. I had another friend who had like this waterproof watch, and that was like, oh man, it's almost 4. He's like, fuck, my dad's gonna be home in like an hour and a half. So we all start getting dressed, and he's trying to like dry himself, and we don't have like a towel or anything. So he finds like this t-shirt. It's just a white t-shirt. So he starts like drying himself, and someone had wiped their ass with the t-shirt.
No! No!
At least he could have jumped back in the water.
Yeah, he had to jump back in the water, and that was the thing too. Like, so before we did that, like we were standing there drying off for a while, trying to air dry, and he's realizing like the clock is ticking, and he's got to get home. He's got to be dry, or else he's getting a whooping. Right? So he's like, fuck it. He just found something, and he started, and there's shit all over him, and it was horrible.
Wow.
No,
right. Someone else's shit on you.
So when I moved back to the Bronx is when we sort of successfully built what we call, at this point, we stopped calling it a clubhouse. We called it Bum Hut. All right? We called it the Bum Hut. And it was behind a gas station between two fences, right? So it's the gas station wall, a fence that is perpendicular to that one, and then another fence that is, perpendicular to the gas station wall. We just found some like pallets. Parallel, yeah. Well, it's perpendicular to the first fence. Right? So we found some pallets and like a piece of plywood, and we like actually screwed it together. Oh, and we had electricity in this. We took like
super fancy.
like a surge protector, whatever, extension cord, and we stripped it. And then they had like one of those little silver pipes that you see on the side of things that usually it's for the lighting or something. Yeah. So we just took that and we spliced it. And we had like a string of Christmas lights in there, and we swore to God we were gonna get a TV.
Yeah, that would be dope.
But yeah, so one day we kept finding like our shit was fucked up because there was obviously a bum sleeping in there during the night, but we would fuck around in there in the day.
Oh,
so
bum took over your shit?
Well, he wasn't there during the day. He was only there at night. So we're like, all right, we're the day shift of the Bum Hut. But the gas station guy came back there. He's like, hey! And he sees that it's like kids. We were like maybe 12, 13. He's like, oh, I thought you were that asshole from last night. I'm sorry, guys. You gotta go, man. I had to chase that guy away with a bat.
Damn.
It was some crackhead. This is like.
He's like, oh, this is a nice place to crash.
Yeah, this is between like a highway and the freaking projects.
I'm hoping some of y'all might remember this, but back in the day, like if you were going into Hunts Point from the train station, right, the underpass there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a whole lot of boxes. There was actually a dude.
Mm-hmm.
That was living there, like he built his own house under that.
Out of cardboard.
Under the was it the Bruckner that's there? Like
yeah. I've been seeing like people.
Yeah, the Bruckner.
This was I'm talking about like this is like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
He had a TV in that bitch, a microwave.
He was set.
He was chilling because he connected everything to the electricity.
He was the inspiration for all future bum huts.
Over a year at least. I know he was there for a while because I remember that big ass. It just grew. We went from like a box to a bigger box to like 4 boxes and little curtains.
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, I always wanted to like find like one of those.
Me too, man, because they exist.
Stations
they exist.
Abandoned stations.
Listen, they exist, but a lot of them are not actually abandoned. When I was a kid, I used to do graffiti, and we used to go down there and go through the tunnels.
Really?
And yeah, we definitely ran into some resistance.
What?
One day.
I always thought it'd be cool to throw a party
like
in there.
Bums
like
or
even
like
live
bums, straight up bums. Yeah, like they were like, "Get the fuck out of here!" and they started chucking bottles at us.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn.
So we went down into the tunnels.
Is there electricity down there and shit? Or?
Not that I could see. They had like a fire going.
Wow.
But no. Well, they might be able to. I don't know. Fuck around with the electricity.
I thought you was about to get into some kind of conspiracy theory shit.
No. But we were just, because during my teenage years, man, I'm jumping off of roofs. I'm fucking running away from home. I'm going into tunnels and building bum huts and shit.
Yeah, my teenage years, I was getting fucked up, pointing shotguns out the window.
My teenage years, I was skipping school to watch anime.
That too. I did that too.
We also did that.
I did that too. Getting high.
Here's a confession.
Getting high as well?
Here's a confession. So yeah, around age 14, that's what I'm doing. I go to school to meet up with my cousin, and we will usually. He had a bunch of when you had free lunch, you used to have these tickets. I don't remember if you remember the tickets, the lunch tickets.
I do.
So we had like
that pissed me off because I never had free lunch. I used to have like partial free lunch.
Yeah, like
the
pay like 75 cents.
75-cent lunch.
The reduced fare
instead
lunch.
of the $2.50.
Yeah.
Well, ours was just $1, I think. Anyway, but they, I don't know. I had free lunch, so I didn't know. But anyway, so we went in there and we had like 6 of these books, right? He had like asked to go get like a Metro card, and it was in the same place. And when she turned around, he just like got a bunch of these. So we used to just trade it. We see kids on the line with their $1 out and be like, "Hey, here, want to trade? It's the same shit." So we do that, and we go cop a nice nickel bag, $5.
Entrepreneurs.
And we got that $1 for like a blunt, and we get high. And then what we'd do is we'd go back to his place. And hopefully his brother would be at work, and his brother had like a basement apartment that we could get into, and he had the scrambled cable box that we were talking about earlier.
Okay, the black box.
And that's what we used to watch. The
porn.
The porn, yeah. We used to watch.
That's the only thing that was good for. When it had like pay-per-view, right? It had porn, and it had a few other like HBO, and all the channels.
So yeah, we went down there and we just watched porno, and that was. 2 guys sitting down, 2 teenagers sitting down there watching the porn.
2 guys, 1 blunt, huh?
2 guys, 1 blunt. No, we would never we would never smoke in his house because
smell like right.
Yeah.
To get away with that.
Well, I think his brother did, but at the same time he would know. He would just know. Yeah. So we used to just find some bum hut.
Or build one. Why not?
No, that was the other thing. Was sometimes we just had spots. Like there was
How
this.
How many bum huts do you know of?
We built one. We tried to build 2, and we only successfully built 1. And then other ones were actually kind of like houses that we broke into.
Right.
I don't know how.
Like abandoned.
Yeah.
I knew a guy that lived in an abandoned house. He was squatting.
There was one that was by the other spot by down there by the river, and then there was
down by the river.
One by my cousin's house, which was like basically an apartment that he knew the people who had moved out, so he managed to get the window open. It was like a basement apartment, but it had pretty big, full-size windows almost, smaller than this, but it was enough that we could get in there.
Yeah. And
you could, you just walk in, so we didn't have to climb anything. We got in there, and we got caught in there one day. We got caught in the other one that was like an house. It was like an old person's house that they had.
Caught by like police or caught by just like
people who were the people who were trying to show the house. And the other stupid thing we did was we did graffiti in that one apartment. which is like fucked up, but I feel bad about. But yeah, but that was fun.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
I was a little ragamuffin.
I don't even know what that is.
Lot of mercy.
Lot of mercy.
Boy.
Well, let's call this one there. Wrap it up.
Wrap this one up.
That's the Shmegmanomicon. See you next time. Signing off. Gigz, Shouldy, and Jay. Jayesone.
Find me on Instagram.
Oh wait. That's